All right, let's talk about a winning game plan for marriage. And you're probably not going to believe where it comes from. It's not from a relationship guru, it's from the world of college basketball. Yeah, you heard that right. We're going to break down how a team plays on the court can, believe it or not, reveal a whole lot about how a couple can win off of it.
So really, what on earth can the hardwood courts of college hoops teach us about something as personal and, complex as marriage? Well, it turns out a whole lot. And it all boils down to a really basic choice between two very, very different ways of thinking.
Okay, so picture this. The year is 2019. It's the NCAA men's basketball tournament, and we've got two teams that couldn't be more different. Their approaches to the game, their entire philosophy. It creates this perfect metaphor for relationships.
On one side, you've got the Duke Blue Devils. These guys were a super team, stacked with the best individual talent in the country. Everyone expected them to just waltz to the championship. Their whole strategy was built around individual stars showcasing their skills for the NBA. Then, on the other side, you have the UVA Cavaliers. No big-name superstars. In fact, they were coming off this totally humiliating loss the year before. They were built around their coach's philosophy, which was all about teamwork and serving each other.
And you can see this me-first attitude play out perfectly in Duke's final do-or-die moment of the tournament. Their star player got the ball. Now, instead of looking for the open man, he decided he was gonna be the hero. He tried to force a shot against two defenders, and he missed. And just like that, poof, Duke's season was over. Now, let's flip the coin and look at UVA's championship game. The stakes are as high as they get. There are only seconds left on the clock, and they're down by 3 points. This is the definition of a pressure cooker moment.
But this is where the story takes a completely different turn. The UVA player, Ty Jerome, he could have been the hero, right? He could have taken that shot himself, but he didn't. He made the selfless play. He passed the ball to his teammate, DeAndre Hunter. Hunter hits the three-pointer, ties the game, and UVA goes on to win the whole thing. One play was all about me. The other was all about we.
Look, this is way more than just a cool basketball story. This exact same me versus we dynamic, it plays out all the time in our most important relationships. It's basically a playbook for whether a marriage is going to succeed or fail. And, it often kicks off with one of the toughest topics for any couple, money.
Yeah, when it comes to finances, our culture today often pushes that me-first playbook pretty hard. This whole philosophy of my money, your money. You hear this kind of advice all over the place, right? Keep your accounts separate, you gotta maintain your financial independence. It'll help you avoid arguments about money. It sounds so modern, so enlightened. But the real question is, does it actually work?
Just take this story about a woman named Claire. She and her husband, together as a household, they made more than enough money to buy a new couch they really needed. But because they were running on this my money system and she didn't have enough in her specific account, nope, no couch. And the result wasn't peace, it was just pure frustration. It made them feel like they were on two totally separate teams.
So what's the alternative? Well, it's making that big shift from me to we. It's about creating a shared financial identity together.
Check out this story about a couple, John and Maria. Before they got married, she tried to pay him back for something, and this is what he said to her. That single sentence completely changed their financial world. It stopped being about keeping score and splitting every little thing, and it started being about operating as one single team. And this isn't just some feel-good story. The numbers really back this up. A huge survey found that couples who really embrace a we before me way of thinking are way more likely to say they're very happy and to feel like their marriage is on solid ground. The difference in the numbers is pretty incredible. Okay, but you might be thinking, well, maybe happier couples just naturally pull their money, right? Fair point, but check this out. A study took a bunch of newlyweds and randomly assigned them to either have joint or separate accounts. 2 years later, the couples who are forced to share an account, they reported way higher relationship quality. The act of sharing itself seemed to make their bond stronger.
And this whole team-first idea goes way beyond just money. It's also about where you put your time and your energy. It means shifting the focus from our culture's obsession with self-care to this almost forgotten idea of serving the relationship itself.
I love this quote. It's blunt, for sure, but it makes such a powerful point. It is so easy for couples to put the kids first, always, and totally neglect their own relationship. And then, when the kids are grown and gone, they look at each other and realize there's nothing left. The real goal has to be nurturing the family and the marriage at the same time. So, what's the antidote? How do you feed the marriage?
Well, the data is crystal clear. You have to prioritize time together. In fact, couples who have weekly couple time have a 25% lower chance of getting divorced over a 5-year period. 25%!
And just how powerful is a simple date night? The difference here is absolutely wild. 81% of couples who go on regular date nights say they're very happy. For couples who don't, that number drops to 65%. That is a massive difference.
And it doesn't stop there. This investment of time together pays off in, the bedroom too. The connection is just as strong. Couples who go on regular dates are also way more likely to have sex more often and to say they're very satisfied with their sex life.
But here is maybe the most shocking twist in all of this research. You'd think your happiness depends on how much your partner does for you, right? Well, the research shows the exact opposite. Your own acts of generosity, the things you do for your partner, are a stronger predictor of your own happiness. So at the end of the day, serving the we is the best thing you can do for the me.
Okay, so we've looked at the basketball court, we've looked at bank accounts, we've looked at date nights. What's the actual game plan here? Let's boil this whole we first idea down into a simple playbook.
So here it is. This is the We First playbook. Pool your money and act like one financial unit. Serve each other generously, not with a tit-for-tat attitude. Make time for just the two of you, a non-negotiable part of your life. Build a shared identity as a family. And bottom line, always put the health of the relationship, the we, before the wants of the me.
So, at the end of the day, our culture might be shouting, look out for number one. But all the evidence we've seen today, it points in the complete opposite direction. For marriage to really thrive, that team-first approach seems to be the only winning strategy.
And that really just leaves one big question for you to think about. When the pressure is on, when it's the final seconds of the game, which playbook are you using in your own life? Are you playing for me, or are you playing for we?